Now we're going to relate the demographic transition model stages to population pyramid shapes. And we're going to work with this general idea here. And if we go ahead and look at all of the world's population pyramids, we can see, yeah, it's a lot of complexity, a lot of different shapes. What we're going to do is try to make generalizations with the argument that over time, once again, just like the demographic transition model states, over time, countries and regions move through these stages from stage 2 to stage 3 to stage 4. We really don't see any backwards movement from stage 4 to stage 3 to stage 2. This is a progression over time. Now, one of the things is different countries go through these stages at different times. Some have already gone through them. Some are currently experiencing changes from one stage to the other. So what we can do is we can then see a population pyramid, especially at its bottom, to get a snapshot to identify the current demographic transition model stage a country resides. And so we're working with this idea that over time there's a progression. So we should see a particular pattern in which we have a pyramid shape. At the top is a stage 2 characteristic, a more rectangular shape is a stage 3, and a kind of a pyramid pointing downward, an upside down triangle would be characteristic of stage 4. To help showcase this, let me go ahead and put in a real population pyramid. This is a particular country that's gone through each of these stages. So, 70 years ago or so, just doing the simple math of here's where we have 70 to 60-year-olds, is we see a change. And so if I essentially put this particular pattern on top of this pyramid, we can see that. And so that's stage 2. So this country was stage 2 60 some years ago. Then you saw a change in its pattern, more of a rectangular shape in its population pyramid. Now looking at the bottom, which gives us essentially the characteristics right now of where the country or region is currently, its current demographic transition model stage, you got to look at the bottom. That's kind of tells you what's happening right now, and we see very much that inward pyramid shape. And so this is a characteristic stage 4 country at its time, at this moment, at this particular moment in time. So once again, we can see a transition over time. So here, let's go ahead and play the game. Is this a stage 2 or a stage 3 or a stage 4 country on the left and on the right? These are both characteristic pyramid shape stage 2 countries. They have not yet transitioned to stage 3. Now we see a little bit more of that transition starting to occur. Now I would say these are probably more stage 2 countries, but compared to these, you can see that transition starting to happen. You can see that rectangular base at the bottom. Once again, we always go to the bottom when we're trying to find a current status of the demographic transition model for a country or region. And once again, we see kind of a rectangular shape here. So this is kind of a country that's kind of having a long progression from stage 2 to stage 3. Much longer than most countries you would see. You'd see more of an inward base. So this is a kind of a slower country to do this transition. So once again, different countries transition through this at different speeds, but some of them have already advanced through to later stages, to stage 3 or stage 4. Now looking here, we can see more of that stage 3. So here we have a country in which it's kind of gone through that stage 3. It's maybe starting to do that inward base of that stage 4. So it's an early stage 4 country in which it's just now having a long, would say, 34-year period of industrialization, of essentially of slowdown in birth rates, also probably increase in death rates. All those things we associate with stage 3 countries, middle income countries, industrializing countries. Same here, kind of a rectangular base, and this is very common. We see a boom and then another boom, and so here's just essentially the children of this large population group or cohort. Finally, we get to what we see here. Now we see inward shape at the bottom, characteristic of a stage 4 country. Inward shape at the bottom. So these are clearly stage 4 countries that have progressed from stage 2 to stage 3 and now are currently in the demographic transition model stage 4.